Hey everybody, let me open this one last window. There we go. Okay, so this is Motivational Mondays. Yes, I took a leave of absence last week. I felt that, first I've given you 3 videos last week and just telling my story. I felt like I needed that to just be that for that next week as well. It was a little draining, but not like in a bad way. I don't really know how to explain it, so I took a brief break. So I am back, and it is later today. I've had a lot going on. I had some work to do, and then my car decided she wanted to take a nap in the midst of me trying to run errands. So I'm just getting home from that endeavor. So excuse this one for being up so late. I like for them to be up in the morning or midday, but this one is coming. I'm coming from this place now because I'm in a spot in my life where this is relevant for me, and I've tried to do this. And I say tried because I've done everything that I'm supposed to do on my behalf. It's inspired from the Purpose-Driven Life, and I just felt like somebody out there may need to hear this. And it's about restoring broken fellowship, and I'm going to use the verse 2 Corinthians 5:18 because that's the verse he bases, Mr. Rick Warren, that's the verse that he bases it off of. That's Chronicles. Hold on. Like I said, this is getting out today. The devil shall not keep me from doing these. Like everything he was trying to get me today. No, bro. I ain't worried about it. And I said 2 Corinthians, right? Yes. I am extremely hot. I also washed my car, seeing that she decided she was going to be out. 14. Oh, I think I messed up a page. Oh. Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I'm so sorry. 2 Corinthians 5:18. Oh, I went right to the page. Okay, so the verse, I'm dropping everything. I'm really a clumsy person. 5:18, where's 18? 17, 18, okay. All that is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. I'm going to go to 19. That God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them, and he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. So it's all about restoring, reconciling, fixing. And I choose this because we have to learn to sometimes be the bigger person, or even when someone else, we have to learn to be the bigger person. And I think that's just it. As a Christian, we're always supposed to try to take that higher road, and it can get hard at times. I'm going to speak from personal experience, and then I'm going to reference this book. And the thing is, I did what I'm supposed to do according to the Christian manner. It was already in me to do it, and I'm grateful that that I've grown that much, that I just knew how to handle it, and I'm just waiting for the other half to happen. I went through a situation where me and a friend have fallen out, and the situation, if you want to sum it up in a nutshell, I didn't enable this person, and so they were upset with me because I would not enable them. And I've done what I was supposed to do by going to the person, explaining that it's out of love, and it's out of growth and love, and out of this just mandatory. It's one of those things that I can't do for you. And this person has decided that my friendship is no longer of value because of it. And of course it hurt, but I was also able to see through the situation to see that the person was really hurt, which of course you're hurt. They just decided to take their hurt and use it negatively instead of use it constructively and learn from it and grow from it. They decided to plateau, stay there with it. And I know that one day this person will be able to see the situation for what it was, but right now they cannot. And it doesn't hurt my feelings. It did initially, but it doesn't hurt my feelings because it's more of a spiritual thing, and this person has to grow spiritually to understand exactly where this is coming from. So what the book is saying, he says all relationships are worth restoring no matter what, and I believe that they're worth restoring. That does not mean that when you go back to this person and you guys try to make amends that you become a doormat. That's not what it means. We're always supposed to give forgiveness, but the Lord also knows that they have to build the trust that was broken within the relationship. So that doesn't mean be a doormat, and it doesn't mean come back and be mean. It means come back and wipe the slate clean, but be aware and be able to stand firm. And that other person is to come back and to grow. Like on both sides, you're both supposed to grow because you're supposed to learn from the situation. You're also supposed to, when you and the person fall out and y'all have a hoopla, whatever the situation was. If y'all see I'm shining, I'm so sweaty. When you guys fall out, what you're supposed to do is try to explain the situation. Both of you are supposed to try to talk it out with one another. And if that does not work, then you're supposed to have a witness or two, because you want to make sure that it stays honest and you want to make sure that it stays contained. You don't want, just because if two people flaring up alone, who knows what can happen. You want to make sure that there's someone there. And it's not so that someone could be there to gossip. You have to have the right people there. And once that happens, once you two have come together and try to work it out, and if it still does not work the first time, and then the second time with the witnesses, the third time, you're supposed to take it to the church. You're supposed to try to find you're supposed to ask your leader, your pastoral leader, your Christian leader, your guide, your counselor, your guidance, whoever that person is to you. It could be a deacon. It could be your pastor. But you're supposed to find someone who is deeply in the word, and you're supposed to find someone who has been charged to guide you in any spiritual manner, if you get what I'm saying. And so then from that point on, if there is still no reconciliation, you have done what you're supposed to do. And it's funny because I did all those things. I'm on my last step. I told my pastor, I was like, okay, when this person comes back around, if I see them, I would like for you to mediate so that I can explain again. I said, because I really want this person to know that it was not out of spite. It wasn't out of anything except love for our friendship and for this person, that I expect them to grow and expect them to be a great person, and I see it in them. And you can't be that person with certain you have to break certain habits, and it's not, no, don't think drugs or nothing, because I use the word habits and enabling. It's not drug related. It's certain learning to be responsible for oneself, I guess. I don't know. But and throughout this, there should be no gossip. If you and this person are going through this and you're trying to work it out, there's no need to go to any outside sources except those witnesses and then that leader. That's where it ends, because from this broken relationship will cause more problems. It can cause the drama of the rumors, the gossip, which is only going to further infuriate both parties, and it's not going to help to relieve and release the issues that are really at hand, the issues are really like this, and all the acts and words after it just keeps blowing up and snowballing. So no matter what the person has done to you, you always are able to forgive. No one ever said forgiving is easy, but everything is forgivable, and it's because the Lord forgives us for everything that we do. Not, okay, well, I forgive this, but not these acts. No, the Lord forgives us for everything under the sun. So we have to be able to reciprocate that with one another. Our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our spiritual family, our church family, our actual family, our friends. We are supposed to be able to reciprocate that with them because we are given that from God. And you don't want to your last day on this earth to still be holding that. You don't. Because you get up there and you holding a grudge and you ain't forgave people. What? How do you think the Lord gonna look at you? That is not what you want. I'm telling you, it's way easier to forgive and move on than to sit around mad, getting ulcers, cancer, headaches, gaining weight, losing hair, just all these things. It's so much easier to just let it go, learn from it, and build on it. And that's what we're here to do. We're supposed to build on the foundation of Christ. Our foundation is Christ, and we're supposed to build on it to become more and more like Him. And we can't do that when our fellowship, and a lot of this happens at churches. And I bring this up and I say church because a lot of people are like, I don't go to church, they the biggest hypocrites, they the biggest this, they the biggest that, da 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 da. You have to remember, the church is full of sinners. That's why we're there. We're sinners and we're trying to repent daily to become more like God. And we have to learn, and that's our setting. But that does not give people the right to be willy-nilly with it. You're supposed to try to abstain from a lot of things, and you're supposed to try to stay away. You're supposed to try to do these things because once you know better, you do better. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Once you know better, you do better. And if you don't know no better, what you gonna do? The same thing, because you don't see nothing wrong with it. But I wanted to come from there because I felt it was very true to my life right now, with several people. One's family member, one's a friend, and it's the same thing. I've tried to explain to them as a loved one that I have grown and I love you and I want you to grow too, and these things can't. Because as your fellow Christian, your fellow family member, fellow friend, I'm supposed to be able to tell you, just like you're supposed to be able to tell me when you see something wrong. You shouldn't be penalized for trying to help. You also shouldn't be penalized for trying to change and do better. So people got to learn to put that ego and that pride aside. And that's what reconciliation means, putting those things to the side for the greater good of God's people. So that's what I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this was 2 Corinthians 5, and I read 18 through 19. And if you wanted to know what day it was in the Purpose-Driven Life, I believe it was day 20. Restoring broken fellowship. So I did reference that one because that's the day I'm on. I really should be done with this book, but I'm reading it at the pace that I need to. I've realized that because every page that I've read has been on the day or the day before, day after that I've had something like that go on. So I know I'm supposed to read it daily, and I try. And the days that I read it daily, it goes with that day. And the days that I happen to not read it, when I do read it, it makes it so much clearer. So you read it how the Lord sees fit for you to read it. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm sorry for last week that I did not come out. I wish I would have put together a little slideshow to let you know that I wouldn't have one last week. But here it goes. I love you guys and stay blessed. Thank you.